supporting you in your dog parenting journey. The Dynamic Dog Owner with Debbie Potter. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Dynamic Dog Owner, the podcast designed to support you, the dog parent, in your dog parenting journey. Today we are joined by a guest, Danny from Tug E Nuff. Don't know if listeners have already heard of Tug E Nuff. I'm sure they will have because it's quite a popular brand. Welcome, Danny.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So first of all, obviously, I'm assuming a lot of people know about Tug E Nuff because it's quite a popular brand, but do you want to tell us initially a little bit about what Tug E Nuff is, where you came from, how the business was created, and the history behind the brand we know?
Yeah, sure, of course. So we're Tug E Nuff, or collective we, me and my team, and we'll talk about my mum who started the business in a minute. But so for the last 16 years, we've been crafting tug toys essentially. So really boiling it down, that's exactly what we design and make. But alongside that, we're really passionate about pushing the power of play really, and how play can have such a transformative impact on your dog's life, and also the relationship that you have with your dog or dogs. So yeah, my mum, Teresa, who is mad agility competitor, not wanting to cast any aspersions on any other agility, but she, for as long as I can remember, she's competed in agility. But she had a dog called Indy. I mean, it must have been more than 16 years ago now. And Indy, she was desperately wanted to compete with Indy, but Indy was really not wanting to play with toys. And as I'm sure a lot of listeners who compete in agility will know, that you want to get your dog riled up and excited to go around that course. So toys are a really great, or play is a really great way to do that. But Indy wasn't having any of it. So Mum made our very first toy, which was the food bag. It was a little pouch closed by hook and loop. She put some treats in it, so Indy knew the treats were in it. And then gradually she was able to transition Indy but spark her play drive, I guess, really, with toys. Yeah. And then people that Mum competed with or trained with saw this toy and wanted one, so she started making them. So the very first foray into manufacturing was from a machine or sewing machine that she bought on eBay that was just not up to the job, because once we started building in the bungee handles, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute, it wasn't up to the job. So it was quite quickly realized that she needed to invest a bit heavily, and that was in my old bedroom, childhood bedroom, actually, in our family house. And it kind of grew from there. So she started listening to what other competitors and people she was training with wanted, and then she started diversifying the range from there, and it kind of grew from that. And then fast forward, maybe, I don't actually know how many years, but maybe 4 years, I saw some potential in the brand in terms of pushing outside of that agility world, and finding a more mainstream home for these products, because a lot of play is such a powerful motivator for a lot of problems and behavioural issues that the dog owners or dog parents see all the time. So that's kind of where we came from. Now, as I said, we've been going 16 years now, and we continue to evolve and make new products, and go from there. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but it's been great.
And it's nice to hear that obviously it started from a problem you guys had, rather than just, let's make some dog toys. You needed something, you made it, and then obviously the range has grown. So how many products do you have in your range?
Oh, I hate that question because I actually don't know. I'm going to probably say about 30 now, I think.
Wow.
So ranging from, up to be fair, the food bag we actually don't make anymore. But, probably the second toy that came off the back of that would have been maybe our chaser. So we sell countless chasers all over the world. So, the sheepskin ones and the faux fur squeaky ones, which is probably one of our most popular products, right through to the toy that we launched at Crufts last year. So Bob, our floating dummy toy, which sold out. Our stock sold out at Crufts, and that's another product that was a mixture of customer feedback, what people tell us they want, and also looking at our own dogs again. So my dog Bob, who is the namesake of the toy.
I was going to ask if there was a link there.
yeah. So little Bob, he's a little white, I don't really know, Japanese Spitz cross. He was a dog that we rescued in lockdown, which was interesting. But he's great. But he loves we live down by the sea in Devon, and he loves the beach. So we needed a toy that floated, and none of our toys actually did float. So, and this is the question that we had a lot from customers as well. So it's kind of how that evolved into, okay, so what can we make? And being really honest, there was a product that my friend had that she played with her dog, which was very similar, but it just really wasn't up to the job of and number one, it wasn't great quality, and number two, it wasn't really up to that job of tugging and having that as a reward for bringing it back when you're out and about. So that's why we set to work designing Bob, and as it's been a success, it's sold out twice now. We've just got some more on the way. So it's been a really great success, that.
Definitely. And say I've got water dogs who love water and retrieving. So awesome. As you're right, something that floats is very, very important. Yeah. You don't want it getting a hole in and sinking, absorbing water and all those things. So really important. And obviously if it's got the tug feature too, even better. Yeah,
definitely. And it was a little bit of a punt, I would say, in terms of whether it would be, I was confident that it would be, it's not always the case where you would use a dummy and want to incorporate tug into it. It was a bit of a punt, but actually I think the floating element of it is the thing that really sets it apart. So I'm really proud of that one, not only because it was, inspired by our own dog, but also through a lot of customer feedback that we do listen to. And
and I mentioned it's not always easy finding toys to motivate dogs. It's can be a challenge. It's something we do a lot of toy play ourselves with all our clients, and some dogs it's a real challenge to get them to want to play. So the fact that you've got so many different products that you can pick and choose the right toy for the right dog is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that one of the things I hear a lot, especially when we're out and about at events, is, oh, my dog doesn't play. And my response to that is that your dog more than likely will play. You've just got to find that right spark. You've got to find the thing that motivates them, and also, the piece of advice that I always come back to is to think like prey. If you think like prey and you make the movements of prey, you're going to elicit that, innate behavior to stalk and chase and pounce, all those things that will bring it in. If you just shove the toy in your dog's face, they're probably going to be, number one, a little bit intimidated, and number two, like, well, what do you want me to
do with it? Yeah,
exactly. You've just presented something to me. You're not playing with me in a way that I can understand, and
Amazing. So obviously you mentioned Crufts. Are you often at Crufts? Do you go every year, or is it?
Yes, we go to Crufts every year. Well, I think this year will be, I think, our 6th year at Crufts. Okay. So we haven't been going for the whole time that the business has been around, but Crufts is a great event for us because we get to talk to so many of our customers. It's such a huge event. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of your listeners have probably been, but it's a great event for us to connect with people and actually then come up with ideas from those chatting to people.
Sure, the conversations you have.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really great to hear the good and the bad. So, people will come up to us and tell us things that they love about the products and things that they're not necessarily so overwhelmed by or happy with. So that helps us then develop things and move things. But yes, we will be at Crufts this year. I think our 6th Crufts in the same location as we've been every year. But we've got a really exciting game that you can come and play
Oh,
this year.
exciting.
So you need. So if you are heading to Crufts, find on our website the Spin It. I've always got to get it right. Spin it, win it, tug it. Sign up, and you can come and spin our virtual wheel at Crufts. When I say virtual, it's on a big TV screen, so it's not.
Oh, nice.
It's not make believe. And you can win anything from Tug Toys down to merch. But the most important thing really for us is that you come and say hello and have a chat with us. And we'll be doing all the usual things, show offers and stuff like that. But yeah, excited about Crufts. It's a great way for me and the rest of the team to meet our customers. We have done a lot of other events in the past, but there's nothing that really is like Crufts, I think.
No, definitely not. And I suppose it's nice to kind of meet people on the ground level, get their feedback, and also from a client point of view, really nice for them to be able to see the product.
Yeah. Have I gone?
No, you're still there. You're good.
There we go. Yes, it is, and that's a real bonus, because people get to pick it up, touch it, feel it, stretch it, all those things, and kind of not a lot of people can bring their dogs along to Crufts. But they can definitely feel and gauge the suitability of that toy. That being said, even if you do order products online, we have our 45-day Tug E Nuff guarantee. So if you buy a toy and it's not eliciting the response that you're looking for, we can, number one, you can reach out to us and contact us. We'll help you try and spark that play drive, first of all. So we've got a lot of resources on our website. We've got our Power of Play course, which is free, you can sign up for. And then we've got lots of games that we've recorded that you can play with the Tug toys. But if all those things fail, you can send the toy back to us, and we'll replace it for something else. Once you've had a chat with us and we've kind of gone, okay, what might be more suitable?
And that's a really good thing to offer, because obviously, as most pet parents will agree, you buy all these things thinking my dog's going to love it. And then you end up with an array of items that you're stuck with going, my dog actually has never shown any interest in this ever. So the fact that you've got that guarantee that you can have a chat with you and find the right toy is really, really valuable. And that's not something I don't think a lot of companies would offer.
No, I think that it is definitely something that I'm proud of that we still do, especially, you don't want to bring it into economics, but especially in this economic climate, because I think it's really important that people are happy with what they purchase. And it's definitely something that I'm really passionate about. My history before starting, taking over as running Tug E Nuff was in customer support. So, that was the thing that I was really passionate about. So actually making sure that people are happy or have got the outcomes that they're looking for are really important to me. So, we always do something. It may not necessarily be the thing that you want, but we'll do something to help you out for sure.
Definitely. Nice. So obviously we talked about, you've got 30 products already. You had a new product last year. Have you got anything new coming up that's kind of top secret you can tell us about?
Definitely have. So actually, probably by the time this goes out, we will have launched and again, this is another product that has come from, well, probably years of people asking for it. So it's our Whip It flirt pole. So we have taken we've looked at what's out there on the market, which there's a lot out there, and kind of what can we do to make this a bit more Tug E Nuff, let's put it that way. So it incorporates our signature bungee handles, or bungee element to it. But yeah, this is being launched beginning February to the UK and US markets, and I'm really excited about it because it's come from a lot of conversations with people, a lot of development, and looking at what's out there and how we can make it a bit more Tug E Nuff, as I said, rather than don't want to necessarily better, but it's definitely, you would definitely know it's a Tug E Nuff product. It's going to come alongside some games that we've recorded, so to help people understand how to use it and how to get the best out of it. And also some how-to videos and things like that. So we're going to hold your hands. If you've not used a Whip It or a flirt pole in your dog, playing with your dog previously, then we're going to help you out there. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. And we will have, hopefully, provided we don't sell out, hopefully have a few available at Crufts as well. So
nice.
So yeah, it's a really exciting product. It's been it's been a while in the making, but I'm glad it's finally here.
And it must be, it's quite exciting launching a new product, I'm sure, but it's quite nice that you also do the support in terms of this is how you actually use it, because many people will buy a toy and go, wiggle it in front of the dog, doesn't work. So the fact that you provide that support, that you've got the resources to teach people how to use it and how to get the best from it is really valuable.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's number one, it is great for people, and we do it because we want people to succeed. But actually, it really helps us because it helps us reduce the amount of problems that people might experience, and then which would then turn into possibly returns or bad experiences. So actually, it really it comes from a place of us wanting to set people up for success. Whether that is the pet parent or the dog themselves, it's making sure that they're going to get the best out of what we're offering. And it's been a passion of mine since I took over running Tug E Nuff that we really focus on that. And we've spent a lot of time creating content, whether that's blog posts, whether that's the videos on our website, because we really want to help people live a better, well, sounds a bit grand, but live a better life with their dogs. Because if you've put time into that relationship, it will really make it a little bit more harmonious.
Absolutely. And as you say, you already mentioned the power of play. I think it's something that's quite misunderstood. As if someone's a new dog owner, they're like, well, a play toy, you just grab a ball and throw it, right? There's so much more to play. And that's where obviously your toys, if people don't know you and haven't heard of your brand before, they're not just the kind of toy you'd have in the toy box at home. They are what I would class as a reward toy. So it's something that we use to engage, to use as a reward, to stimulate, to channel breed specifics. That's quite a unique kind of, if people haven't heard of it before, they might not understand how to use them. So it's good that you obviously provide that.
It is a concept to get across to people, and and some people do go, well, hang on a minute, this is just a dog toy. Of course I'm going to put it in their toy box. And I'm like, well, no, you need to build value into them wanting to play with you with this toy. And it's the same with anything. If you think about, anything you've got access to all the time, you inevitably get bored of it. So actually, if it's something that you always, think about something that you find in the back of the cupboard that you haven't seen for a while. It's like, it brings back kind of, it's that type of thing really. And it's the same for your dog, that if you've held that product, that thing, for that special time between you and your dog, I think it's a really powerful.
Absolutely. I always liken it to Grandma's special biscuits. Grandma's always had the special chocolate biscuits were kept to the back of the cupboard just in case a guest came round.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, like a reward toy. If you had them every day, they'd suddenly become boring, but they've got that air of mystery about them, that when are we going to get the best biscuits?
Yeah, definitely.
So what goes into making a new toy? What's the process? How long does it take you to design, to test, to then launch? It must be quite a long process to go through.
It is a long process, definitely. So the first thing that we'll do is spark that from an idea. So a little bit like what I talked about with Bob and the flirt and the Whippet flirt pole. So we'll go from an idea, and the ideas can come from anything, can come from a lot of customer feedback. So we ask people to rate products and review products all the time. And we don't, a lot of companies will probably just use that as star ratings on their website, but we do review everything and make sure that we're on the right track. So it will come from a spark of some idea or something that we hear a lot from our customers, or something our own experiences really. So my mum's just got a new, probably about 6 months ago now. She got a new puppy called Trio, and he's already starting to foster some ideas of new products or new ways that we can diversify what we already make into being a little bit more puppy friendly, number one. But then what we will do is go through prototype staging. So we'll make a product, really fast and dirty product, as in like, so we've really just cobbled it together, and then we'll test it out and see, does it actually work? Does it do the things that we want it to do? It then goes into our manufacturing. So whether we decide to manufacture ourselves in our own warehouse or our own workshop, or we also now work with some external companies who help us manufacture the products, because it's just got too much for us to do ourselves in our own workshop. So we'll make that decision, and then the other thing, the non-physical parts of things start to happen. So we'll start considering how we might want to launch that product, how we might want to build some buzz around it, how we get people to know about it, really, to be honest. So we'll start looking at we'll work with dog trainers. So you're one of our partners, but we'll look at some other of our dog. We'll look at our dog training partner. Also, we've got this affiliate program that we work with a lot of pet professionals, get them to test the product out, see how they get on, and then we start looking at how we make content. So we'll then book a filming day where we'll go away and with Chelsea. So some of you have seen our videos, will have probably seen Chelsea, who used to work for us. So she used to do our customer support back in the day, but she now runs her own successful dog training business in near Aberystwyth. Glad I actually managed to say that this time when I get tongue-tied. But yeah, then we'll just get to work on that educational piece, how we can set people up for success, and then we'll launch out into the world. And that's probably the most nerve-wracking part of it, because you spent all those months. So I think let's go from the whippet. We've probably seriously started to develop that product in probably around June.
Gosh, so it takes a good time.
So it takes a long time to get the prototyping out of the way, make sure that, and being honest with you, you've got another couple of products that are currently in development. So there's some more stuff in the wings waiting to come out later on this year.
Nice. So roughly, how often do you produce new products? Obviously, potentially 3 this year. How often do you produce things? Does it kind of just go with the flow? Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2.
It's very much. Yeah. It's very much go with the flow and see, because we could design a product that there is really no need for. So actually, it's really important to us that we make sure that we're clear. I mean, we listen to our customers a lot. So I know I've talked about that a bit, but we also run, generally annually, we'll run our Power of Play survey. So we'll go out to all of our existing customers, and then we'll also survey to people who've never purchased from us, and ask them just general information about living with their dogs, really, to be honest, and how certain, what things they're struggling with, things that they enjoy, things that, and we get a lot of information off the back of that. So, what we found is that 34% of the dog owners in the UK feel confused when it comes to training their dogs. So actually, if we can help in a little way about how we can, whether that's channeling some of those behaviors that, let's be honest, dogs do sometimes do things that we find very challenging and very annoying. So if we can help people navigate that by using play, that's really important to us. But yeah, I mean, it's, these things aren't a magic wand. They're not gonna immediately fix. There's a little bit of work that needs to go on behind it.
Of course.
But yeah.
But they definitely help.
Yeah. and that's why we love partnering with dog trainers and pet professionals, because you guys really help us get that message across in terms of how to use the products and making sure that we're so it's really important to us.
And equally, from a training point of view, it's great to have the products that do what we need them to do. So having that array of things rather than trying to home make some or find something around the house, it's nice to have the product to be able to train with. So it kind of meshes together quite well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Now, obviously, you mentioned way back in the beginning, it was at home from your bed or your old bedroom from a sewing machine. What does the process look like now? You mentioned you've got a workshop. How does that work? What does it look like? How many people are there? How long does it may take to make the toys? It must be a busy process.
It is busy, and it is. Listen, there's so many moving parts that go into running this business, and to be honest, if you asked me that question, even probably 3 years ago, it would have been much easier. It would have been much easier to answer. But we, in terms of people that manufacture the products for us in our workshop down here in Devon, there are 4 people. So they're constantly on the sewing machine, sewing sheepskin to handles and all those types of things. But we identified very, probably, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that. Actually, we now got such a large customer base and a large demand for the products that we can't do it all ourselves. So we do outsource, and we work with some really great manufacturers who help us manufacture the products, but all the products are still designed by us. So even though we may not make them in our warehouse, they're all still designed by us. They all still go through the rigorous quality checks. And being honest, every single product that we manufacture, somebody checks. So make sure that it's built to the stitching is in the right place, the bungee handle stretches as it should, that we've gotten rid of any loose fur that might have come off, when it's either been cut off the roll of fabric or cut from the sheepskin hide. So that's really what happens internally. And then alongside that, we've got our great team of people that help us sell the products, being really honest. So we've got a great copywriter that we work with who helps us write all of the, again, sparked from ideas that we've had internally, whether that's me, my mum, my husband actually now also works for Tug E Nuff. So it's a real family thing. Who helps craft all of the help articles and the video scripts and all those things, right down to people who help us with our social. We've got a great social media manager called Christy, who anything that's been pushed out on our social channel, she will have crafted and come up with. So there's a lot of moving parts. The other thing that's really, really exciting is we're seeing such traction in the US, which is amazing, really. So we've done a bit of work behind that, but we've got a great customer base out there. We've gone to a few dog training conferences as well out there to kind of learn. Again, it's all about learning, and I always want to know how things work and how we can better ourselves and make things better. But yeah, the US is a huge market as well for us now, which is great.
Which is really exciting, yeah. Really exciting. And I say there's so many things. As always, I think it's quite nice talking to business owners and people who manufacture products, because people just go, oh, there's a toy. There's so much that goes into, obviously, what we're hearing about now, how long it takes to produce them, all the different people that make everything work.
Yeah.
It's nice, obviously. I always think that it's a family-run business sparked from a personal experience that has then just grown. Did you ever expect it to be as well-known brand as it is now?
I don't think my mum did. I think that she's now been able to retire, which is good for her. So now I think she goes to every single dog training event in the Southwest. I think she's always off to some training venue to teach her. She's got four dogs now. Yeah. So she's got Beam, who she's probably she's like 13 now. So she competed quite a long time with Beam, but Beam's now retired. She's got Anna says she's got a new puppy. So she's always learning new things as well from all these dog training events that she goes to. And that again brings more influence into how we manufacture products and develop products. But yeah, it's quite an operation.
It sounds it. So who came up with the name Tug E Nuff? Or is it a cool name?
I think it was somebody. So this was something a little bit before my time. I think essentially it was a family friend that came up with the idea.
Okay.
Obviously, seeing what Mum had been making and what we were eventually, go on to do, making tug toys. So yeah, I think that's how the name came up. Sometimes it's a bit of a curse, that name, because if you have to spell that out, it becomes a bit of a nightmare trying to tell people your email address.
I can imagine.
but no, it's a great play on words, and I'm a great fan of wordplay and all those types of things. So actually, it's a really fun name. And yeah, it's really it tells people what we do in a nutshell. Really,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
no, it's a cool name. So what else have you got planned? So obviously 16 years in, have you got anything planned for going ahead? Any developments? Any sort of, I know you've got more products on the horizon, but anything sort of larger plans going forward?
So yeah, we've got more products all the time, constantly in the background, scribbling away at new products that we can launch. Just continue our mission, really, to be honest, of making sure that of pushing the power of play and how play can really help benefit you and your dog. It's as simple as that, really. It is such a powerful tool to use. Whether that's helping to improve recall, or just having a bit of fun on a rainy evening in the house with a game of tug is such a great thing. We will continue to really ride the US wave that we're on at the moment. It's a really exciting thing for us. We'll just carry on doing what we're doing, continuing working with pet professionals and helping spread that message of the power of play out there as much as we can.
Amazing. Yeah, Pat, actually, the power of play is it's something we introduced from like puppy classes, and it's always when you break down so many things that you can develop, you can learn just through a game of tug, essentially. Making it bare bones, a game of tug, but it's so much more than that. It works on so many different skills and actually channeling the breed, and it's fascinating. I love playing tug effectively with my dogs, but it's the whole process goes with it, and it is amazing to have good products that you can do it with.
Thank you. No, it's really, and it means a lot. And I love hearing feedback. It's what spurs us on, and whether that's good, as I mentioned before, good or bad. If it's bad, we'll try and do something to fix it. If it's good, it really helps us develop and continue moving forward. And I think that's one of the things that we've realised is that we need to keep developing new things, because people want new things all the time, and we can diversify what we're doing, and then looking at that play survey that I mentioned, and working out how we can help people through new products, new resources. So more, we'll constantly be doing more games, videos, and that would really help inspire people to go and get a tug toy and try it out and see the transformation in their relationship.
Definitely. So obviously you mentioned the survey. How do people get onto that survey? How do they get to fill it out?
So we do it once a year if you're on our mailing list. So if you're not on our mailing list, just pop to the website, and I'm sure a pop-up will appear. If not, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can pop your email address in there, and then we will email out. I think we normally do it around June, July, August time. It really does depend on the year and how busy we are, what things we've got going on, and then we use that information. I mean, it's been covered by a few media outlets. So I think Edition Dog have just done a piece on it, or they're about to do a piece on it in their latest Edition magazine. And for some reason, it's just, we ask you what breed dog you have, and our list of top breeds in the UK seems to be picked up by all the national newspapers. So that's quite nice. quite nice as a bit of extra coverage, but we use that to kind of decide on the sizes of toys that we need to consider and things like that. But so you can just get on our mailing list, and you'll get an invite at some point in the year to take part.
Amazing. Well, it's been lovely talking to you and hearing so much about Tug E Nuff, where you came from, the new things you've got happening. And obviously listeners can see you at crafts and come and see the toys themselves, have a feel of them and see which ones they think their dogs would like. Any other ways they can kind of get in touch with you if they've got any questions? Yeah, sure. So the best thing really is just our website, which is tug-e-nuff.com. That's the I was mentioning about having to pop those hyphens in. But if you just search Google for Tug E Nuff, it'll come up.
will definitely come up. Yeah, definitely. And then, if you've got any questions, there is an email address on the website. It's hello@tug-e-nuff.com. Probably me that answers it because I do most of the customer support still. So reach out anytime, and if you are coming to Crufts, make sure you sign up to play our really exciting Spin It, Win It, Tug It, Tug It game at Crufts on our stand.
Amazing. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully your new product launch goes well. And you have a fab time at Crufts.
Thank you. Will you be there at Crufts? Are you coming along, or?
I haven't planned to yet, but I might.
You might.
I need to look at my diary. I haven't booked your tickets yet.
Definitely come along and say hello.
I will do.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really, really nice to chat to you about everything Power of Play.
Amazing. Thank you for joining us.
If you love listening to the podcast, why not check out the Potter Academy for practical dog training advice and how-to videos. The hub is broken down into sections, and hundreds of pre-recorded videos are there for you to start watching whenever you choose. You can watch them back as many times as you like. You also get to talk to other community members and discuss your training, and benefit from live Q&As with myself where you can get your questions answered. Why not make use of our 3-day free trial where you can access all of the content on the hub absolutely free for 3 days. The link is in the description below, so do check that out. And I can't wait to see you in the hub.
Thank you for listening to The Dynamic Dog Owner with me, Debbie Potter. See you next time.